Hey there, Quick Starters. It's Matthew Graves from Quick Start Coach, and I'm here tonight to tell you that online business is simple. You are making it too hard. Let me tell you what I mean. But before I do that, let me tell you a little bit about maybe why you should listen. I've been running online businesses for 14 years. And I've been doing it full-time for the last 11 years. And I've created 14 membership websites with over 400,000 members. And I've earned multiple six figures every year for the last 12 years. And I've done that by focusing on what makes online business simple. But simple does not mean easy. There's a difference. Running an online business can be hard, but you don't have to make it harder. And you make it harder by making it more complex than it needs to be. The basics of online business are simple. And if you focus on those basics and you don't get lost in all the shiny objects and new techniques that everyone's trying to get you to use, then you can build your business and build an online income that you can count on. So all online business starts with a basic premise. All money made ethically is made as a result of value creation. And I owe that quote to Dan Sullivan from Strategic Coach. When you create value for people, and they see that value, then they're willing to pay you for it. You have to find people who have money and who have problems or passions that they want to pursue, that they're willing to spend that money in order to get help with. And then you help them. You add the value. You help them accomplish what they want. And by doing that, you then earn the ability to be able to have them pay you for that help. But it only comes about if you focus on a couple of things. First of all, you have to choose the right niche. You need a niche where people are irrationally passionate about whatever the subject is. If they kind of care about it, they like it, then the next week, they're not thinking about it. That's not a good niche to get into. You need niches where people are irrationally passionate. Because when you're irrationally passionate about something, when you think about it a lot, and when you focus some energy on it every day, be it a hobby that you love, or building an online business, or improving your health, if your people are rationally passionate about a given area, then they're much more focused to be willing to commit resources to it. Secondarily, the market has to be large enough in size. There has to be enough people in the market that you justifies creating an actual income. And that does not need to be a large number. It doesn't need to be in the millions or the billions or even the hundreds of thousands. You can create full-time income in small niches. The niche that I primarily work in, I've signed up 400,000 people over the years, but at any one time, there's probably only 5,000 to 10,000 people that are active at that particular time. So that's not a tremendous number of people, 5,000 to 10,000 people worldwide involved in a particular niche. I'm sure that some of the weirdest hobbies have more than 5,000 to 10,000 people that are involved in them. But it does have to be a large enough size. If you make the niche too small, you've got to have 80% of the market in order to make money, then that's not a good niche. Rationally passionate, large enough in numbers. The next thing is you have to be able to reach them. How are you going to be able to get your message to this niche? How can you let them know that you exist and let them know that you're there to help them? There has to be a way to be able to reach them. You have to have an advertising medium that reaches that market. So whatever, if it's online, you can target a lot of different niches by using Facebook ads, for instance, because they have a lot of advanced targeting. Are there other people that are involved in that business that might refer your product to their followings? How are you going to reach that niche? So you got to know what your niche is. You got to know how many of them there are, and you need to know how you're going to reach them. So those are three important things. And those are the three that I've been teaching for years. But there's one other important thing that I alluded to earlier, and that is they have to be willing to pay. They have to have money and be willing to spend it. So it doesn't do any good to set up a whole business in a market where people either are broke or they may have money but are too frugal and don't want to spend it. So, you can imagine, I don't want to stereotype people, but, if you're providing services to people who are more conservative with their money or particular areas, then it's going to be harder to make money. And so you've got to make sure that the people have money and that they are willing to spend it. And this is an important thing to remember, because lots of people say, I have this great idea, nobody else is doing it. If nobody else is doing it, it's probably not a great idea. The best niches are the ones that are full. The best niches are the ones where there's tons of people doing it and there's lots of people spending money. And the three big areas for niches where literally 90% of the money is made are either earning more money, like wealth, fitness, and relationships. So you want to pick a niche that falls under one of those three categories. Wealth can be about how to save money. It can be about how to earn more money. It can be about how to invest your money. There's to do with wealth, how you build wealth over time, running a business, etc. That all falls under wealth. Fitness, how you diets, exercise routines, anything related to fitness is also a very big area of niches. And then relationships. There are lots of people who run very large multi-million-dollar websites related to dating, related to how to have a better marriage, how to get along better with your family, how to win friends and influence people. Relationships, wealth, and fitness. Those are the three big areas. So then you niche down within those and find an area that you can reach that has a very specific need, that they're rationally passionate about, that they have the money to spend on, and that they're large enough in number. So once you've done that, then business becomes simple. It's how do you reach those people? What different methods and techniques are you going to use? What's your, if you have a marketing plan, you know how you're going to reach them, you know how they can be reached. You did that as part of choosing your niche in the first place. Then that defines how you're going to get out there. And then it's a question of focus. And this is where most people go astray. If they get to the point of actually having a niche selected and knowing who it is that they are going out to get, then they start going all over the place. So it's like, I'm going to start up a Facebook page, and I'm going to start up a Twitter page, and I'm going to create a website, and I'm going to go into, and I'm going to do hundreds of different things in order to try to generate traffic and get interest from those people to come and learn about me. And the problem with that is that focus is what works. You shouldn't start doing Facebook and Twitter and Periscope and Blab and LinkedIn and forum postings and paid ads and Facebook traffic and, guest blogging and, etc. You don't try to do 100 different things. You do one thing really well. And then once you're doing that really well, then you do the next thing. And once you can automate one thing, get really good at it so that you can do it consistently, and you're doing it consistently, which is important, then you can then say, well, what am I going to do next? So if you start out, the first thing you have to do is create a website. If you don't have a website, you're not serious. You don't have a serious business. So, you have to have a website. And you have to have a website that is going to deliver content that is of value to the niche that you're targeting, and it has to have an incentive and a way to collect people's email addresses, because email is the king of connectivity with people. So you have to have a website, you have to collect their email addresses, get them into an autoresponder. So once you've done that, then you're like, well, how am I going to get people to come to my website? Pick one traffic generation method and do it. And just focus on that one and do it really well. And I don't even care which one it is, as long as it reaches the audience that your website is targeted towards. I don't care if you choose Twitter or you choose Facebook or you choose, paid ads or traffic exchanges or mailers. It doesn't matter which you use, as long as it's going to the right people and as long as you do it consistently. So you have to be putting consistent content on your site, and you have to be doing a particular traffic method consistently. And only when you've done that for a while, and so that it is truly consistent, then pick another traffic method. Then pick a different traffic method. And each time add a spoke to the wheel. The center of the wheel, the hub of the wheel, is your website. And each of the ways that you get people to your website is one of the spokes in the wheel. But you don't start with 50 spokes. You start with one spoke and you do it really well. So stay focused on that. Don't make the business harder than it needs to be. You don't need to be an expert in everything. You don't need to know how to do every sort of traffic method to get people to come to your website. Just get good at one. And that's how you make online business easy and simple. Easy might be an overstatement. It's going to be a lot of hard work. You have to be consistent for a long period of time in order to build a following of people who know, like, and trust you. So online business is simple, but it's not that easy. And that's why people give up. They give up because they're not getting the results they want, because they don't stick around long enough. They don't have the grit to hold on long enough. So stay focused on that. Find your niche that has those 4 things. It has to be irrationally passionate, great enough in number, have money to spend, and easily reached by advertising. Create a website that appeals to the problems and the goals of people who are in that niche that you just defined. Get a way to incentive them through a lead magnet, a free report, or whatever, to give you their email address when they come to your website. Then once you have that, once your website is traffic worthy, then go out and choose one traffic method and get really good at it. And then once you have that, then add another spoke, then add another spoke, then add another spoke, and track everything so that you know what's working and what isn't, and constantly be working on making your conversions better. And if you do that, and you add value consistently to the audience, you've got an online business. I guess I should have turned off my sound. Now somebody else's Periscope starting. So if you do that, you can create an online business that will get people to know, like, and trust you, and then that ultimately can build into an income stream for you to help you hit your goals. So if you enjoyed this, you can follow me on other platforms. Of course, I'm on Periscope at periscope.tv/websbest. You can also get me on Facebook at facebook.com/quickstartcoach, or on Twitter at twitter.com/websbest, or on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/websbest, where you'll find replays of all of my daily Quick Starter episodes and other videos that I'm putting on there to help you supercharge your success. So I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Make sure you follow me here on Periscope so you don't miss a single episode. And have a great night, and get out there and get to work. Take action right now. Talk to you later.